Yes, sir, we're officially back at it. This is Boog Nice coming at you with the articulated icons, the Feudal series Seijun Samurai Outlaw figure review. Let's do it.
This ain't for no scalper. You a scalper? Then fuck out shit. This one's for them real collectors. That's army building and posing figures. Marvel Legends, imports, mini matey, I'm fucking with them. Hype beast, we know about you. Stay buying figs, don't know about it.
So we actually taking a look at this guy right here. I hope I pronounced the name correctly. I'm just some black guy from Harlem. Taking a look at the artwork on the right side of the box. You can see it says Seijun Samurai Outlaw down at the bottom. A nice picture of the figure. And on the opposite side, another picture here. And his bio, which I'm just not going to read right now. I don't even think you can read this if you pause it. But if you can, then you can do that now. And real quick before we actually get into the Samurai Outlaw, I had quite a few people let me know in the comments of the last video that I had the hood on the ninja wrong, so I corrected that just so you can see it. And this looks great, and the way I had it looked really stupid, so I'm an idiot. But shout out to my man Dallas too. He was actually the first person to tell me by making fun of me in a message on Facebook. But yeah, this looks very cool and very good. So, and also it should be noted, I didn't show this in a review of the Deluxe White Ninja because I wanted to get into that in this review, but it should be noted that all the arms actually do pop off here at the shoulder, so I'll take those off real quick. Yeah, there you go. So this is made to work in this fashion, whereas I was talking about heating and popping other portions, I meant here at the upper bicep and the legs and the torso and stuff. If you wanted to do your own little minor kit bashing or major kit bashing, then that's on you. But these are made to actually come off, so you can swap out the different arms and sleeveless arms and stuff like that, which I will get into after this review. But again, I wanted to show this real quick because it was relevant to something I wanted to do with the Samurai Warrior here, or the Samurai Outlaw rather. So looking at the Samurai Outlaw out of the package here, taking a closer look at him, and you know what, I like this figure a lot more than I thought I would. You know, I'm all about the ninjas. I want the ninjas. I want to get 10 and 20 and 30 ninjas and just go at it and do a bunch of displays. But this figure is actually nice. It's a lot that you get here, and it's a lot to do. There's a lot that can be done. There's a lot of possibilities. I got a lot of ideas running through my mind already. Even though this guy is armored up in some traditional samurai garb here, basically what you have under here is a basic ninja body with all of this armor on here. And the way that they did this and the way that they designed it is very cool. It's very unique, and pretty much all of this stuff can come off, and you can break it down and have a basic ninja body for the most part. All of these portions are separate pieces and can be removed. But let's look at his accessories real quick first. Oh, he didn't come with any extra hands, but the mechanism for swapping out the hands is the same. The pegs are the same as they are with any of the other bodies. So if you have a Deluxe Ninja or any of the other figures that have extra hands, then you can swap them out, and you can use the use the hands with the open palms or the fisted hands or whatever you want to do. So you do have options, but he comes with the two sort of cupped semi-open hands for holding all of the weapons and accessories, and that's pretty much it that you get with him for hands. He comes with this sort of spiked bat or mace bat. I don't even know what you would call this thing. Help me out in the comments below if you know the traditional name for this. I had somebody in the last review giving me all of the correct names. I forgot exactly who that was, but thank you. But this looks good. You can see that it's supposed to be wrapped here around the handle, and then there is some weathering and some shading and some nice parts here, and these parts are sculpted, they're raised, and they look pretty nice. And yeah, he can hold it with either hand or hold it with two hands or whatever you want to do. So, and then he also comes with this bladed staff. Again, help me out in the comments if you know the correct name for this. I think I might have broken this though. On the staff, the bladed staff that came with the White Ninja, this was coming off, the tip of the blade was coming off here with no issue, and I can put it back on. I'm not sure if this one was meant to come off or not, See a little glue here. I don't know what happened. Maybe I broke this. I don't know. I might have to glue this back on, but he can hold that with either hand without an issue. Then similar to the Deluxe Ninja, he comes with the bow. He comes with the quiver with the fixed arrows in there. These do not move. And then he comes with one loose arrow here. And I'm thinking, you know, if you went all in on a Kickstarter and you got all of the ninjas and samurai warriors and so on and so forth, if they all come with arrows, then you could get a full set of loose arrows. I don't know why I thought about that, but yeah. So this all looks good. He's holding everything with no problems, and the peg hole in his back will fit the quiver in there, and this all looks great. And then he comes with a couple of swords and the same sort of mechanism that you got with the Deluxe Ninja. So these can be removed here from the sheath, and then the actual sheath can be removed from this mechanism. I'm not going to do that. Check out the last review if you want to see all of that. But there are two different size blades here that fit to their own sheath, and then this will attach on his left side here. So let's get that plugged in. And there you go. That looks good. So that can rotate on his hip there, and you can position that how you see fit, and he can actually hold it, and that looks very authentic. That looks really cool. He's got a couple of options as far as headgear goes, similar to the Ninja. This head does pop off, this hair does come off, so if you wanted to go with a bald guy, or if you wanted to give him the little struggle tail there, then you could do that, and this head pops off with no issues. And there's a look at that ball peg. So let's swap out one of the other heads real quick. He's got this masked face with a little blood on there. That's probably someone else's blood, but that looks pretty cool, and he looks pretty angry under there. The blood looks very good. I don't know how I really feel about the paint work on the eyes. It's okay, but I like that there's some red blood, and then there's some that looks black. That's probably I guess some is dried, some is a little newer, but this looks pretty decent. And then he's got his helmet, and this looks pretty cool. And this plugs in right to the top of his head. There's a little peg and the top of the helmet and a little hole on the top of the head, and you could fix that right on there, and that looks good. And then he's got a couple of different little insignias or designs that can go on the front of the helmet. I don't know what you would call this. I don't know what this is supposed to be. I guess maybe like the mark of his clan or his people or his set or whatever set he's claiming. I guess that's what that is. It's kind of difficult to get this plugged in here in the front of the helmet. I had to take the helmet off and really push it in there. But the helmet is sort of soft, pliable plastic here, so it wasn't too hard to plug this in there. And let's take a look at the other one real quick. Yeah, and that one was a little easier to get on, a little less extravagant than the last one, but they both look pretty cool. And then he's got a couple of different options for masks that can go on over this little fitted face mask and underneath the helmet, and I really like this. I think this is cool, so let's plug this one in. Bang. So that looks dope, and everything lines up correctly. You can see his eyes through there, and the way that this connects is there's two little like ports on the side on the inner portion of the helmet, and there's like two little pegs on the side of the mask. I wouldn't really call them pegs, but they just kind of they do peg in though. I don't really know how to explain it. Maybe I can show it, but it is pretty secure. You can still move the head left and right, up and down, and everything stays in place, so that's pretty damn cool. Yeah, if you look closely, you can see a little ridge right in here, and so you see that little tab on either side, and they tab into the helmet, so that's how that works. And then this is the second face mask that he has, which is mostly just covering, it's not covering like his whole face, it's just covering his nose and his jaw and lower jaw, I guess, and it looks like teeth here, and that's very cool when this one detaches to the helmet in the same fashion, so that there's no issue moving the head left and right, up and down. This may come out of place though. Gotta really plug that in there. And yes, he can rock the helmet without the mask, or you can pop on the maskless face and still put the helmet on. It still plugs in the same fashion. There's a little hole on the top of his head, so that works too. And you can still put the helmet on, and he could rock this mask or the other one. It doesn't matter. Alright, so in terms of articulation, like I mentioned before, this is pretty much the basic ninja body under here, but because of the armor, it doesn't move as much as the ninja would, but it is still pretty nicely articulated considering that there's armor on here. So you can get the shoulders up. This portion of the armor is pretty soft, so the shoulders will go up pretty far, and like I mentioned, all of this can come off. I'm gonna get it off actually in a moment, but the arms will do a full 360. You can still use the upper bicep swivel. You can still use the double jointed elbow, not as deep as you would probably like because it is hindered a little bit here by this wrist guard, but the articulation is still there. You get rotation and a hinge on the wrist. You can turn the waist left and right, which is pretty cool considering that this comes down so far. You're not going to really get anything in terms of ab crunch, but because you can still move the legs, you can get them to kind of bend over a little bit, which is cool. The legs can still come up pretty far considering that there's a slit here. You still get the upper the upper thigh rotation. You can see the articulation under there though, by the way, and you do get a double jointed knee, and you still get rotation here at the shin, as this is a separate piece as well. You get a hinge on the foot, and you get a nice pivot, and same thing on both sides as far as the arms go, and not bad considering that the armor is on here. But I want to break this down. So yeah, you get the head off, you get the hands off, you can start pulling the parts off. So there's the wrist guards, and then I guess we can pop the arms out here and get that off. And I got the arms off. I actually didn't need to get the arms off to get the guards from up here on the shoulders because those slip down, but I wanted to get the arms off because I believe this portion can just pull up over the top of the shoulders. So there you go. When you get the armor off, like I said, you got the basic ninja body under there. I didn't bother taking off the guards here at the shin because I would have to pop the feet off. I'm not too comfortable with that just yet. I'm not sure if I would need to heat and pop or if I could just pull it. I didn't try. It was very difficult to get that armor up off of the top of this guy. Unfortunately, the armor does not unclasp here on the shoulders. I thought it did. It looked like there was a little clasp on the other side there, and I thought it did come off, but no, you had to actually like pry this thing up over the top of the body, and that took a few moments. But the reason that I wanted to take this off is because I'm going to get my own samurai. I backed the Kickstarter at the Devoted Legions level and then some, so I'll have my own to mess around with aside from the little samples that they sent me here. And I want to get this on display as sort of like a display piece in the office or something like that. And my mind is already racing. I'm already far beyond this review and thinking about displays and stuff like that. But yeah, I wanted to get this on display with the guards and everything, and make it look authentic, and maybe even put it in a little display case or something like that for office setup. So I'm already thinking about who I'm going to commission to make me an office. And listen, I'm all over the place. I'm talking about this. I'm outside of the review. All right, back to the basics. So yeah, all the articulation is there on this guy. You can get him kind of just looking basic here, and that is very cool. So no need to go crazy into size comparisons. I did all of that in a previous review, but it should be noted that obviously all of the heads and hands and everything from the Deluxe Ninja can fit on the Samurai Outlaw, and this is the head that came with the Ninja on the Outlaw body here. And then I also told you guys that the one Marvel Legends body that these heads will fit on and look okay is the Coulson body. So I've got the head on the Coulson body here, and we can take off this little ponytail, and we got a modern Asian fella in a suit. And I guess if you really wanted to finesse this, if you had some low level painting ability, you could probably just turn this into a Professor X if you really wanted to. Fix the eyes or fix the eyebrows, and you could easily make a Professor X out of this. So yeah, man, I really like this one. Lot of fun factor. I mean, it's a lot of fun factor with all of these figures across the line. And I already know what it's gonna be. It's just so many possibilities, so many things you can do, so many things you can do from feudal Japan to modern day times. I got a lot of ideas brewing, a lot of things I want to get done for main course. But I really do like this one more than I intended that I would. More than I anticipated. This is a pretty nice figure, and I would highly recommend this one. So, moving right along, gonna be doing the solitaire next. It's not really like a lot to break down with solitaire, but it is one of my favorites so far. So, I'll be getting into that next. Don't forget to check out the last review of the Deluxe Ninja. I know it was pretty long, but if you check that out before this review, then it'll give you a little more insight into what's going on here. So, yeah, until next time. Peace.